Now, the deliveries that we've been waiting for coming from NIO just officially got released, and I still not going to notice that NIO sold 23,231 vehicles in May. This is lower than the deliveries they delivered in April, which came at 23,900. But this is the second highest deliveries that they've ever generated on a monthly basis. Since this 23,231, it is a 13.1% increase year over year, and year to date, NIO has delivered 89,225 vehicles, and this is a 34.7% increase year over year, and the total cumulative since inception it's sitting at 760,789 as of the 31st of May. Now, from these 23,231, 19,270 came from NIO's premium smart electric vehicle company NIO, and 6,281 came from their family-oriented smart electric vehicle ONVO, and 3,680 came from Firefly. Now, with ONVO, you will notice that, of course, those deliveries are pretty solid because they are the second highest figure that ONVO has ever delivered on a monthly basis since their existence, right? The most that ONVO has done on a monthly basis was the over 10,000 which you saw in December, and this is the second highest figure we have seen ever since we saw that plus 10,000 coming from December, which, yeah, it's a good signal, or this signals that ONVO it's indeed doing well, it's recovering well, right? Which is something that excites the investors. I mean, the most that ONVO had done before this one was just the over 5,900 which we saw in January, and seeing ONVO deliveries going over 6,000, it is always good, and hopefully the recovery can continue. Hopefully this good momentum that we are seeing from ONVO, it continues carrying or going forward even in this month of June. So Firefly, the 3,680, it is an all-time high, as this is of course the first full month where we see Firefly being delivered. 3,680 it is their deliveries, and it's pretty good. Also, it's solid because you will notice, or you will note, that NIO had said with the plans with Firefly, they want at least Firefly to maintain a 10% of the overall NIO deliveries. And the way this or things are right now, it appears that Firefly is taking almost 16% of NIO as a total deliveries, which is something that shows you the good work that Firefly is doing or putting out for all to see. So I know that we expected more. I expected more. I expected almost 30,000 deliveries. I expected NIO to at least report the second highest figure, but we did not see that. It appears that Deutsche Bank's first estimate of 24,000 of saying the deliveries will be flat, they were quite accurate, because this is what we are seeing today. The deliveries are flat. They are not very far off from the kind of deliveries we saw in April, and this of course shows you that regardless of the orders inflow that have been coming onto NIO still delivered this flat figure, which hopefully this month we see something completely different, right? I think the new investors right now, what is on their mind, or what's on my mind honestly, is if it's possible for NIO to double sales this year. And honestly, I don't think it's possible that NIO double sales, especially knowing that, I mean, June is the last month of the first half of the year, and NIO could be sitting at 120,000-130,000 at most, and that will simply means that they need like 300,000 in the second half. Which do you think is going to come? I don't think so. But look, man, let's wait, let's see. But now I think in terms of deliveries, I don't really see NIO doubling sales this year, but in terms of profitability, I'm still rest assured that NIO will get to profitability. NIO will take us to profitability, and these deliveries that we saw today, look, in as much as they did not hit our mark, they are pretty solid deliveries. I mean, looking at the kind of cost that NIO is selling, NIO main brand, I mean, these sub brands are also giving a massive support onto NIO, because had it not been these sub brands, you can only imagine where NIO would be sitting at in terms of delivery. So the NIO CEO introducing these sub brands, I think it was a very good initiative, because right now we are able to see these sub brands really helping NIO. Almost 10,000 of the May deliveries came from the sub brand, which speaks a lot about the NIO sub brand ONVO and Firefly, which is great. So it was a very good move by NIO to go and introduce these sub brands, because look at what they are doing now. They are the ones that are actually escalating, elevating NIO's deliveries, and had it not been them, we would be talking about a different story. So yeah, these are the deliveries, and on Tuesday we are going to get the Q1 earnings, and from those earnings, like I said, we are also going to get the guidance as to what is NIO expecting to deliver, not only for Q2 but also for the month of June. We will know a rough estimate of what NIO is expecting, and I think that will be the one thing that drives or that directs the NIO stock price this coming week. Deliveries might not have impact as much, but the earnings, Q1 earnings that are coming on Tuesday, those ones are going to have an impact. Previous video, I've also touched base on what to expect, or what our analysts are expecting, and hopefully NIO comes and report pretty good solid figures, net losses, revenues, earnings per share, and most importantly also give a good guidance, because from the guidance that they will give us on Tuesday, we will be able to know exactly where NIO will be sitting at in terms of sales right now in June, and hopefully the guidance is pretty solid. You will know that Deutsche Bank's guidance onto NIO, it's around 75 to 80,000, which will be an all-time high, right? This is what Deutsche Bank expects of NIO, and with the two deliveries that came, you and me can agree that for NIO to get to the lower side of the guidance that was given by Deutsche Bank, they will need to sell at least or around 27,500, and for them to get to the upper side of the guidance, they will need to sell 2,500. That will take them to the 80,000 deliveries for obviously Q2. But we will get to see this confirmation, or NIO will confirm this on their upcoming Q1 earnings. But deliveries, these are the figures, these are the numbers, and tell me what you think about this. I've said what I think about these figures. I was expecting more, but we got less, but it's not that bad, and I suppose Deutsche Bank saw this from a mile, though they came and readjusted again and said 27,000. It looks like their first projections were pretty solid, pretty accurate, and this is what NIO got. I mean, Deutsche Bank thought that the main brand was going to generate or sell 17,000 cars, but seeing them selling 13,000, I think that's where I think it dropped the sales from Deutsche's estimate or predictions. But anyways, let's wait, let's see what happens next. Me, I just thought I'd come and give you this quick update. Tell me what you think about this. Blue sky is coming. Long term will win. Those that are persevering throughout the headwinds of the share price will most definitely be rewarded with time. It takes me some time to make these videos, and all I ask from you is to give it a thumbs up, so that at least you can be notified every time I drop a new content on this channel. I cover NIO because I believe that this is the company that will take us to the promised land, regardless of the share price. NIO is that company that will do very well in the future, and hopefully things continue improving for NIO in terms of deliveries. But doubling sales, like I said, I think it's becoming more and more difficult for NIO to get to that 450,000 it might not happen. But anyways, let's see what happens in the upcoming months. Blue sky is coming. Long term will win. Those that are persevering will be rewarded. That's all from me, my dear friends, and God bless you all.